Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3, where today our enemies have overstepped and they shall be punished. Does Pete have the movement? Yeah, we should have the movement to chase this guy when he falls back, because he is going to fall back.
Strike now.
He is in a really embarrassing position here. That ambush not working really completely screwed him. That said, even if that ambush had worked, I'm not sure if it was good. So plus 20 armor on an ogre, this will actually be pretty significant. We have a bunch of banners that I forgot about. Speed up, Strider, and Wayfarer. That's probably a different ogre. You know what? It's probably one of the crabs. We definitely want one of these crabs to have all that bonus movement speed to be able to get into battle quickly. Plus 15% missile strength. Let's put that on one of these units. I know they can't fire as consistently, but again, you know, I am concerned about density of damage. And melee defense up plus some amount of regeneration. That can go on one of... Well, these things don't naturally have regeneration, do they? No, they have the thing where you can be wounded. Yeah, you know what? Regen. One crab is fast, the other one has regen. That's pretty scary stuff. So this is basically free. We get very little out of assimilation here, but also that's just not very much money. Yeah, let's just take the heal on the crabs, the very slight heal.
You will obey.
All right, and then
the crew are restless.
You are continuing to recruit. Sorry, not raised dead. This is the button I wanted. We finally found it. So we probably just want to pull in some normal guns, the way this has worked out. I don't think I want more units of ogres. Yeah, so that'll take us to 14 units. And then we have 2 more turns left on those crabs. There's a question here about whether I want to stay put for 4 turns, enough to hire more crabs. Or whether we want to try to stick to 2-turn units from here. No, I think we want more crabs. And since that's the case, as awkward as that is, it means I would have had time to recruit a Leviathan if I had started one on the first turn. Well, we do need to pull some carronades, and then we only have 4 slots left. So maybe instead of doing more crabs, we do in fact just... Yeah, maybe this army's really ogre heavy just to get it moving. I actually don't hate that. That'll be fine. Do we go to 9 units of ogres? So in 2 turns, we're at 17. And then we can pick up the rest from Raised Dead or something if I want, I guess. Or we could... I could just do this. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, in 2 turns, this army's ready to go. So a 4-turn recruit of a reasonable army. Basically fine army.
It's mine.
You're overruled.
People are not in position to pursue Pete. I'm going to go into encampment stance just so that we remain... We get healed even if this does become their territory, because it is going to. I'm going to make sure Pete has walked up out of the corner that he's generated there as much as possible. And then let's focus on everybody else. So, first things first. Eltharion didn't actually run. He didn't go anywhere.
A lovely bride.
So,
Ahoy! It is your decision.
let's murder him.
Get it done.
He's going to sail away, and then we're going to give chase.
Scales and salt. Catch those winds. They are shark bait. The tide has
Okay,
come in.
pretty easy.
Gold for prisoners.
We killed one of their heroes, which is like fine, whatever.
Full speed ahead.
you're going to progress to Magrita.
Setting sail.
And I guess actually your level ups still matter.
Admiral
That's right.
of
These are real skill points. So you have your red stuff, you have your yellow stuff. We are working on your personal
isn't the
combat
budget.
capabilities.
It's mine.
I like Swashbuckler an awful lot. You can spend this skill point. It's just the rest of them that'll be rough. Okay. No point not taking Evanesce. This is a thing that you grab eventually.
We're ship-shape.
And of course, Aranessa is
Lands wind.
full sail to the west.
Sea Father, guide me. Salt water.
As this is shared territory, she remains in healing, right? Yeah, okay, so we will go back to full on that. That's pretty great. Billy. Billy's going to drop a unit of guns probably to bring in this Morngul Haunter. And I guess it's going to be like the worst normal gunnery
No
mob.
prey, no pay.
All right, Charlie, welcome aboard.
Blood kiss of the seas. Don't linger.
Then we'll go grab some money or whatever. Hopefully this will give us... Ah, darn. All right. Found a Helm of Discord, which is fantastic, and a Trunk of Maps, which is fine. I was hoping for the opportunity to fight something, generate a little bit of XP, but it'll be fine.
Shots beat swords.
And you don't really get to do anything meaningful.
They shall fear.
Here, go slow down this army. Make them feel the terror that anti-salt spray might catch up to them. Even with the oh yeah, this is definitely still not worth doing. Even with the action success chance penalty from having just assassinated somebody, he is still able to pull that off reasonably.
Oh, praise the Sea Father.
All right, our income is going to look pretty ugly in 2 turns, and then we're going to start recruiting another army in that area. No sense in having all this money if you're not going to spend it, right? A dollar kept in your wallet has a value of effectively $0. And don't talk to me about opportunity costs. You know what I mean. So the theory is that we will have once we get Aranessa to a teleport point, we will have 4 armies, real armies with real units in them, putting an awful lot of pressure on these fake forces. And you know, I hadn't really thought about this much. It hasn't been the case that I thought this was worth doing very much until we actually managed to break down most of the caravan's forces. But now that they have significantly less control over that area, I wonder if it makes sense to start sailing ships around the pass, like sailing our armies down the coast instead of running through the mountain pass. Because in theory, we're a lot faster than they are on the water. And their other settlement is also a dock, right? Is also a port, rather. Which we know because it was our other settlement for a while there. So we can probably break that down with a little bit of like a sudden push, the same way we took Beichan from them the first time. Yeah, all these poor rats taking all of this damage just from walking around. I think they still heal in the water. Water zones don't have corruption markers. So our shared allied control of the ocean, I think, still gives them healing there. Wait, they broke the siege of Fuchao. They are fully just leaving. The presence of Pete Wakefield was enough to terrify them into the night. I gotta say, I don't think that that's the right move. I think they are making an error here. Now, what they're trying to do, potentially, is get me to overextend. Which, you know, if this were a player, if this was a human person I was playing against, I could definitely see how we might have convinced them that we are vulnerable to that kind of strategy.
Darkness comes.
I don't think Annie's actually going to
Shall we
play
down? Sails up.
aggressive here. I think we're just going to hang out outside Magritta in stealth.
Waylaying.
How are we doing on population here? Oh. Wow, we're at 4. Just 16. Oh, that's right. I think we knew that already. We're just 16 turns away from making a dead pirate stronghold. The best kind of pirate stronghold. Well, I mean, there's not really much for you to do. You can provide a little bit of scouting for Aranessa, I suppose. To make sure I don't walk into a great big sea ambush. An am reef, I suppose.
Praise Manon!
Also, I do really appreciate that the game is properly drawing our movement ranges today. I will say that. You got to give thanks for the little things. So we'll grab some remnants of battle and whatnot on the way over. We're actually across the sea remarkably quickly. She is really fast. And we just want to head through this gap area. Out of curiosity, how many settlements does this player have? 11. Wow. Okay. Well, I was kind of curious if we could just take a quick break and like either destroy them or wipe out their ability to produce units or something. But no, if they have 11 settlements, that's a much larger commitment. And I have better things to do.
Master has spoken.
So Annie's in place. Pete. You have driven our enemies away from Fuchao. Do I want to make... The thing is, between these two armies, I do think they have just like the mass necessary to kill Pete.
Where to?
I'm pretty sure we don't want to go getting super aggressive. But what I might want to do is try to play a little sneaky. See if we can lure them into a foolish location. How much movement do y'all have? Like, okay, here's your normal move range. All right. So if I go to like right here, I'm far enough forward that I could do some harm, but not so far forward that like if they turn around, if they see through the ambush, turn around and attack, and I fall back, they won't be able to follow up and attack me. So I think that is probably the right amount of forward to do. And then Henry should be available, or Herney, sorry. Herney won't be available for 2 turns, huh? That's awkward. So we're going to hand over Ellie's army to Henrietta, obviously. And then I really wanted Herney to be available to start recruit on the next group, but we'll see. Do I start rebuilding here? How expensive is it? Yeah, you know what? Let's give them some incentive to come back, right? Because if we can catch one of those armies out of position and crush them with Pete and then just run. Okay. Whatever. It is hard for me to imagine how that would be relevant to either of our gameplay at all. Yeah, if we can convince one of them that Pete's army is not within range, so they come back and they actually take Fuchao, and then we could just run down there, kill the army, and in this case, just sack Fuchao and run away. That would be a big win for us. And then Pete gets reinforced by Henrietta, and the next turn we can march down there in force with a pair of armies that would be very difficult for them to challenge, even with a whole bunch of stacks. And then I think it said it was only going to be 2 turns for Aranessa to use the teleporter, the sea lane teleporter, over to the Jade Sea. So we'll be ready to put a lot of pressure on what remains of their coastline very soon. Aranessa's probably not more than like 2 or 3 moves away from that marker. Probably three, because I think we're going to have to get on land. So our movement will get broken up by a move onto land and then a move back in the water. Actually, it might even be more than 3. We're fast, but that's having to switch states twice is actually like that's going to eat up a whole turn's worth of movement by itself, maybe more. Oh, this seems like it might have worked.
And draw your blades.
Occupy? Okay, they did finally occupy it. And then they ran into the ambush. So we don't get the full ambush, but we do get to intercept and just battle them.
The day.
I'll take the 1v1. Apparently our poor rotting leviathans really got the shit kicked out of them.
I am your master.
It's just hiding. It's like, how far away can I get? Uh-oh. Okay, never mind. The audio dropped out for a second, and I had bad memories of when that period when the game was really crashy, and the audio drop always signified, that particular kind of sudden audio drop always signified that the crash was beginning. Now, Pete does not get a free flush of healing because they did actually take the settlement. The Hung Warband has declared war on the Oracles of Tzeentch. Sure, I will declare on this random asshole in my ally's name. Fine. And then they didn't even attack the temple that they were near. I don't know what the hell they're doing. All right. Pete's ambush was foiled, in a manner of speaking. All right. Defeat Odilo Zukrugenheim to get even more infamy. Can you believe it? We might end this campaign at 100k.
I thirst.
All right. Ellie, you are out. Henrietta, you are in.
Rule the night seas.
Oh, but that means the army comes in with no HP, or with no movement left. That sucks. Well, I think I'm going to do what I said. I think we're going to run down here, take out Maximilian Jaeger, and then just sack Fuchao and run back to the north.
I will not.
Wow, Odilo's army is at full strength again. Just instantly. That's bananas.
About time.
It really sucks that the Rotting Leviathans took all of that damage somehow, but I think we should be okay. They just claimed Fuchao. They're going to have, a ton of damage on all of the garrison units. We should be okay.
I thirst.
And Pete's got a lot of movement, so it should be easy enough for us to do this and then run back.
This is impudence.
Let me
Trust them.
let me drop that terrible standard of discipline we just picked up and grab the banner, the Spell of Necromancer's Apprentice. And then let's do it.
Get it done.
We should be able to knock this out for free. That said, I'm sure they're going to make us do it manually or else kill our awesome crabs. If I make it a lightning strike, it kills more of my army. No, actually, it does kill less. It says casualties medium, but it kills fewer of my things. But it kills a weird assortment of my things. The fact is, the enemy just doesn't have that much stuff that matters. So let's go, I don't know, 20% ward save on one of the crabs or whatever. And let's do this manually. What I might do at the beginning of the battle here is just have the abominations leave the field. But they do have soldiers on their backs. They do have handgunners on their backs. So keeping them near combat but not actually in combat will provide us with some more force. It would definitely be better to keep them in. We have to make sure we don't lose them because they are pretty valuable. The auto-resolver is so bizarre with the way it deals, the way it passes out damage. And then I'm assuming that the winds of magic here, yeah, they're going to be as rough as they have been. This is just a low magic environment that hurts us way more than it hurts the enemy. Okay, well, over here is the flattest place, so... yeah, I think that'll do. And then... so if we channel magic... I wish there was a tooltip explainer here, but basically what it does is it gives you the ability to burn some of your power reserve to start with a little bit more. I think I don't want to do that. I think we're cool. So yeah, you can see these things have the same 145 damage... largely armor-piercing missile attack, or 145 range, largely armor-piercing missile attack that the Rotting Prometheans have a lower range, higher damage version of it. We'll just keep you guys near the gunnery crews to discourage. I'm so worried that they could have like a leadership problem and just decide they're done living. I wish we could start the ogres in the trees. As it is, it's a lot less impressive when the ogres run in to the trees after the battle has started. The enemy knows about that. They are aware of them in that case. Okay, let's do it this way. You know what? I am just going to have the Leviathans withdraw. I don't want to risk them. Just like something stupid could happen and they could get scared and then leave the battlefield and... so yeah, it's the Grave Guard we want to focus on. Again, as always, please do not chase targets. Alright. Various gunners doing our various gunner things. Just shoot these enemies down. Is this guy within deck gunner range? He pretty much is. Alright, hard focus on the Maximilian Jaeger, the Vampire Lord. Alright, those dire wolves are done for, and they're the only charge that we're going to see along this side. I'm going to have one of our Promethean gunnery units just go forward, and I'm going to start swinging the others around to combat side here. There's still 8 more power in the reserve. We're recharging 1 power every 7 seconds. I mean, that's pretty rough, y'all. Dodging our attacks is keeping their grave guard out of the fight, which is helpful. Y'all should be able to burn down those fell bats in a real hurry. You are also in guard mode. Do not chase targets. Shoot targets. Do not chase targets. All right, y'all just have at them. Just knock that out real fast. We got stuff to do. I'm going to just hedge a little bit more here. Trying to keep the sight lines open, but give us the ability to shoot the enemies where we need to shoot them.
For the east! Of course!
Okay. Wow. Dragon breath. Not a lot you can do about that, sadly. Dragons gonna breathe. Alright, y'all focus on those scythe infantry. You can turn and shoot at this vampire lord. He doesn't necessarily get to do this for free. It is so annoying the way that like the bats being just kind of like nearby is disrupting the fire of the deck gunner units that the bats aren't even touching. You know what? I think I had one of these units set to come backwards, but let's not do that. It looks like it's under control. Yeah. And you can handle all of this. Okay. Go ahead and set up the shanty. Let's fucking get this over with, shall we? Can't quite hit their lord from here. Yeah, that's fine.
No quarter!
He managed to get on the ground before we killed him, which is awkward. Alright, all these crappy little bullshit units are getting caught. We have a bunch of skeletons and zombies and stuff. Is anything over here meaningful? No. There is a unit of Graveguard mixed in with these fighters, so I guess we'll refocus on that. These bats would be dead already if they were my bats, but the enemy's bats get to live for extra long, as we all know. It's not even worth debuffing most of the things. Oh, these are Graveguard. Yeah, okay, you know what? Bess, shoot real short. Shoot real short. And we're up to 20. Is this one unit of Graveguard in with just garbage? Yeah. So I probably don't want to waste a spellcast on this. And this is all just noise as well. We want to wait for their Graveguard to get closer and group up and then unleash. The cannons can focus on the Graveguard for the moment, the more distant Graveguard, since we've run out of large things for them to shoot at. So this guy's going to be dead pretty soon anyway. And this group of ogres, having accomplished their anti-wolf and bat duties, can just start shooting people in the side. All right, do the same thing.
Blood dispel! Order it!
Oh, these things need new orders. The enemy lord has managed to survive, which is the most annoying outcome possible. You lot, charge this way, or shoot this way. Please do not charge. That would actually be disastrous for us. Oh, you don't have the... Yeah, you don't have the same wind reduction other people do. So you can't afford the good overcast. But you could still throw this down and just make life difficult. Yeah, you know what? The longer it takes those guys to show up to the battle, the better.
Yes!
Alright, and Pete can hold these things in place while the deck gunners deck gun them. Get a nice crab charge into our opponent's flanks. Alright, lots of good work going on over here. Unfortunately, we do have skeletons in the rifles. There are just kind of too many enemies for us to catch. Well, I can try to just slow down the rate at which they deal damage. And as soon as we have some free troops, we can... Y'all can fire while moving, right? Yeah, okay. I'm actually going to have them charge over here. They'll just shoot at whatever they can shoot at while they're on the way, and then they will charge in and liberate our guns. And we're going to try something here as far as rescuing the gunners goes. That's a unit of healthy Graveguard. These Graveguard that have been getting torn apart by cannon fire are just melting on the run. Okay, there we go. We tried to open up a little bit of a flank. I want melee attack in. Go.
They shall fall.
All right, Pete has almost defeated these Graveguard. Let's debuff some of these other ones. That ogre charge is pretty terrifying, and that should kill those skeletons real fast. Now, the biggest danger that remains is the just huge mass of soldiers that these ogres over here are having to deal with. So let's see if we can do something about that. What do we have on this side? We do have some Graveguard. I think the crabs are probably going to be okay. Yeah. The enemies that this unit of crabs is holding back are all just about to collapse. So I think what I'm going to do is wheel the deck gunners around. Well, I mean, we do have to, like... There's just enough enemy bodies here to make life awkward. What I want to do is wheel the deck gunners around to, like, over here, that angle, and start shooting there. I think we can probably get a couple units of y'all in here if I'm very careful. But not everybody's going to fit. We might be able to just get the work done by doing this, honestly. Our units are far enough inside that shape. And I know there's this problem to deal with still, but we're just about dealing with it. Okay, that's the flag for this unit of ogres. Come on, finish them off. God, it takes so long for the last units to go down. All right, kill.
Fleet Admiral! At once!
Stats up, friends. I can't believe this unit of crabs is breaking. Like, look at how badly the enemy's doing. All right, they seem to be recovering themselves. We lose a cannon. That's really annoying. But losing a cannon is a lot less of a problem. Like, that's a replenish in 2 turns unit, whereas losing the abominations would have been very serious. So we'll have to fall back and get a new cannon. Or something else to fill that spot. Honestly, we can probably raise a cannon in this region due to the extremely good raised dead pool here. Yeah, and no meaningful losses. Honestly, not even that much damage across the army as a whole. And we're just gonna hit sack and then march mode full retreat here. Make it as far back to our own territory as possible. I have no interest in trying to hold this or anything. I just wanted to eliminate a full size stack while we had the opportunity to do so. Next turn, we get the big reinforcements from Henrietta, which were supposed to arrive this turn, but I didn't realize. I would have moved them first if I had realized it was going to completely remove all their movement points. It should give you the same percentage of movement points that the army had previously. That's really what I was expecting. Okay, we stole a forbidden rod, which I do not care about. Sack this. I'm a vampire slayer. Huzzah! Ooh, also seasoned campaigner. This is very, very good news.
Admiral of the fleet. Get on!
Ooh, do we make it? We make it all the way back to friendly territory. Excellent. Wait.
Warranted.
Raise that. Oh, my cannon didn't actually die. Okay, well, never mind then. No need to stop and raise that. Let's just get back here and heal. Okay, cool. Tom Bloodletter did spawn over here.
All bones on deck.
That's right, I forgot. This army died over here. Then I will not bother with that unit of ogres. Rejoin your army, Tom. Okay, so this force is poised to be terrifying.
Another victory.
Is it time?
And we have no movements. There's no reason to cancel this, but we could even cancel this and just get on the move with a raised dad instead. And then first mate gives leadership to the army. I mean, it's not nothing. Income from raiding is extremely whatever. Sure. Give a unit extra bonus versus large. The one place we cannot stop them from generating large units is their lords. It's just they're going to have people on Dragonback, so... Alright, what else do we need to do this turn? Aranessa needs to take her move, which means Robbie needs to take his.
The wind comes.
Pirate's life! Now we're
And
talking!
while Robbie is doing that, we can pick up some treasure here. Yeah, fortified grog. So we found an obsidian amulet, which is extremely whatever, and the whole army gets regeneration and a weakness to fire damage.
Mind that recoil.
We don't see any enemies at all.
Fish.
Let's go hit another thing. More perform better in battle. Okay, weapon strength up and armor piercing weapon damage up are both kind of not optimal for this army, but it's fine. It's still a good buff.
Northland's wind! Catch those winds!
All right, we shall be as far out as possible. So yeah, next turn we might be able to make landfall, but we'll have to be cautious. It would be a shame to lose her in a silly way.
Fleet.
Okay, nothing's actually going on over here.
Admiral of the fleet.
Billy is going to get some treasure. Hell yeah, defeat a foe in battle. I am way more excited about the opportunity to generate experience points than I am the treasure.
Their value lies outside of the grave. The sea knows my fate. Full speed ahead.
All right, we're gonna go get that treasure as well. Next turn. So Annie's good. Annie's not moving.
Seas are mine.
Everybody else has moved.
Admiral of the fleet.
Let's get that other point of Invocation of Nahek, which is a very useful spell. You should probably also have some insatiable hungers and whatnot. Alright, we're good on lords, we're good on the assignment of skill points, and we don't yet have... Alright, yeah, we don't yet have the completions of anything. Out of curiosity, where am I at here? Beichai is still 3 turns plus the entire 3rd point of population away from, or the entire 4th point of population rather, away from being able to upgrade to, first of all, be able to locally produce Promethean mobs, which will help a lot. But secondly, you know, obviously more move slots and everything. So I guess we have to wait on that. So Henrietta and Pete together can produce an awful lot of pressure, but we have to be very cautious being in settlements versus being near settlements. As you saw last time, if you have like 4 armies, you can afford to spend one of those armies on just sieging the city or sieging the settlement such that the army inside of the settlement doesn't get to participate in stuff. So we just gotta not let them put us in that position. Now I'm a little worried that our Anessa might get picked off. It is possible as we approach unfamiliar shores that we will see a player just drop multiple stacks directly on top of us in a way that we can't really do anything about. Well, Ivres is showing us having no military force right now. Hopefully, whoever is doing damage to them can finish them off. Make my life a little easier. It does seem like Hexawaddle is very weak right now. So we may want to head northward a little bit and try to cross through Hexawaddle's lands and not touch the Bretonnians at all. It's looking powerful, but they're also real far to the south of what we're doing right now. And I don't think we're terribly worried. Oh, we do have Archaon. I suppose that's a thing to be concerned about. He is actually coming all the way down here just to mess with me, presumably. That's cool. I can kill Archaon. I've done it before. I'll do it again.
Shall I cut your...
Are you... Really? You want to trade? You love it when I do battle with... Yeah. Alright. Fine by me. Strange bedfellows, huh? They're kind of at war with a lot of my allies. So I do have to, I have to watch how many things I do to piss off my friends. Okay, they've shown back up to Fuchao in force. They feel very strongly about this settlement. Yep, and Archaon not even pretending to have an interest in anyone else. Oh, that's fine. We got a couple of armies in position to deal with this. Or approximately in position to deal with this. We'll pull Annie back from Magrita to Sartosa, I guess. And the new guys should be, you know, just kind of like hanging out in the region, continuing to acquire treasure. Okay, some wood elves are doing a thing. I don't really care. Hernie Hodgson's available again. So. First things first. Recruit. Hernie Hodgson. Welcome back.
All bones on deck.
Get in there and let's do some recruiting of units. So. Does his bonus... No, the bonus does not apply to Rotting Leviathans. Actually, it looks like it's not applying to these troops either. Shouldn't they be coming in at high level? Is he still in that office? Rotting Promethean, Rotting Leviathan, and Necrofex Colossus, but not... Oh no, Rotting Promethean is the name of that unit. Well, why are they... Why are they not the same level they were before? Oh, whatever. It's still good to have the bonus levels. Because the thing is, he has on him +1. He has +3 recruit levels natively, right? Yeah, recruit rank +3. And then an additional +2 from his office to the Lord's army. So yeah, rotting Prometheans and Leviathans coming in should be at rank 5. But they're not showing up that way. If I click on one, does it show up in my army as the correct rank? No, it doesn't. Huh. Well, I don't know why that is. We definitely want to pull in some carronades. I definitely need to assemble just like some basic units. Well, do we want to then change our plans at all? I think I'm probably not going to do any. Let's commit ourselves to 4 turns of recruitment, but I'm not committing myself to 6. We'll grab a bunch of Promethean gunnery mobs. Maybe like a bunch. Do you have bonus stats on your Prometheans as well, or is it just recruit ranks? No, all the bonus stats go to bat units and scurvy dogs, which are pretty crummy. Scurvy actually makes you really bad at fighting, shockingly. All right, we're going to 6 crab units. You will fill in the cannon spaces with deck gunners, and then just rifles from there. Yeah. Seems fine.
Corsair of the night.
Okay, so Henrietta and Pete are ready to... Pete really does want to wait another turn, doesn't he?
Serve for eternity. We'll intercept.
Yes, master. Pick your guts up.
Actually, you know what?
I thirst.
Let's step through a little bit and put her here, so that anybody who attacks her is definitely attacking from the south.
Intercept.
And we'll just take a second and heal.
Treasure!
Okay. Robbie, how much vision can you get me? What is going on over here on the coast?
I can taste the salt.
Okay, well, the answer is, as far as we can see,
A done deal.
not very much.
On course. Navigating.
Let's steal all of their treasure. That's very important. It's very important pirate stuff. Perform better in battle. Okay, frenzy for the entire army and some gambler's armor. I'm a little leery of going into flank speed here, or full speed rather.
A lovely
So my units are tired when we oversail. It's the elves have a special version of this that doesn't make your units tired, which is weird because how are your units tired from sailing? It's not like you're rowing the whole way.
catch those winds.
Yeah, all right, we'll just go ahead and commit. So Annie's moving back toward. Okay, those are all just Skaven ships.
On the double.
Yeah, Annie's moving back to Sartosa.
No prey, no pay.
Okay, regeneration. The curse of cannibalism is not,
Sheets to the wind.
it's a terrifying curse for like an army made of the living. For us, it's just kind of like, yeah, we were pretty much already on about that life, So 2 more turns before you're able to do any more upgrading.
Dead raiders.
Okay. Everybody's in as defensive a position as we can manage. And it looks like Archaon's showing up alone for whatever reason. His army composition's pretty weird. So he's got a couple of giant monsters. The Marquis of Masochism, a chaos giant with a cool name, some dragon ogres, the Soul of Damnation, a particularly cool hell cannon, and then like some beasts of Nurgle. These are not actually giant monsters. These are kind of like mid-tier infantry fighters. And then like just kind of like a smattering of ground troops, some ranged units. He's got a bunch of special heroes. Harold Hammerstorm. The Paragon amongst men, apparently. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Weird force. Okay, we're all set up there. Hernie's recruiting as quickly as he can. Yeah, I guess we're good. Let's see what the AI makes of these positions. First of all, wow, the oracles really want to hold on to Misty Mountain. It's very important to them that Misty Mountain remain under their control. There you go. 5th Army. That's what you really needed. That's going to turn it around. They spend a lot of time running armies back and forth on a continent at the bottom of the map that I am confident no one else has any interest in setting foot on. Really, only the Lost Defenders can, and they're not. I don't think they even have any armies right now. Okay, Dragon Elves have a lot of nothing going on. The Last Defenders are, yeah, forceless. They have like a quarter of an army total. Citadel of Dusk looks like it may not be long for this world, which frankly suits me just fine. Because if we lose it, that means we no longer have to zoom the camera over here to watch what's going on. Nope, still no. Still absolutely not. Okay, I think they're all just targeting various Wood Elf settlements, but moving toward them in very illogical ways. The Skaven mind is a mystery, even to most Skaven. They spend so much time basically just like bathing in magical methamphetamines that they don't think in straight lines anymore. Oh, interesting. Odillo's getting in the water. Not hugely to their benefit. I was assuming that the Demahar down there was also coming after us, but it seems like I guess he just gets easily distracted. There were elves. This is that thing that happens, right? Where some player from a distant part of the world declares war on me and then sends their armies all the way around the globe, or in our case, all the way around the cylinder, to have at me.
Ahoy!
Okay, I think this is one of those things where I want to just...
Navigating.
I'm going to get just outside of Sartosa. I wonder how much movement will I have left as I approach Lucchini. Okay, I definitely wouldn't be able to ambush outside Lucchini.
Waylaying.
We'll just pretend not to be here
Blood kiss of the sea.
and see what he makes of that.
By your will, plotting a course.
I wonder if he can see this army. My hope is that he's headed for Lucchini, and we can let him hit it and then just crush him right afterward. All right, Robbie, can you get up on land and start providing me with more intel?
All aboard.
See, a curious dearth of armies? Hey, now that you're over here, yeah, there are a couple of treasures we could have you dig up.
Sartosa's most infamous.
So I think getting on land near the High Sentinel probably makes the most sense. Yeah, so like somewhere over here. Across the floating pyramid and... Let me
We're shipshape.
go into normal
The
movement
winds blow
mode.
true.
Get on
Sea
shore.
Father guide me.
Just making sure that there's not like a stack of units waiting for us at the floating pyramid. And then now that I feel certain of that, we'll take the extra movement. Oh, you can sail through... You sometimes can't sail through these things. I can just sail through... Well, shit, then I'll just do that. I had assumed it wouldn't let me
Pirate queen.
travel through that because it's definitely not wide enough and... Well, whatever, it's fine. Okay, so...
I'll have your soul. I'll have your soul.
Alright, we still have a lot of corpse carts and stuff. We are definitely seeing armies that are broadly pretty unimpressive. I think I'm going to...
Test me at your peril.
I think I'm going to press down through the thing
sea
here.
brings death.
Through the pass. Let's go to like here.
I'll get the lash.
Cease.
Blood and plunder.
And then you sneak along behind.
Get going.
And I think this is really strong if they don't see either of the enemy, if they don't see either of our armies, or if they only see through one of the ambushes. If they see both of the ambushes, this is a little bit less impressive, but we're far enough at the edge of Andreas Bachmann's movement that even if they did want to come after us, we could just fall back and he wouldn't be able to pursue. So I'm feeling pretty safe about this. And I guess that means we're good to go. Yeah, nothing buildable. I'm really curious to see what the plan is here.
Never.
Is he just going to try to siege out Beichai? Like, Beichai's garrison probably can't beat that army in a sally because we have particularly weak garrisons. Well, you know, our garrison does have 8 gun units and a mortar, so maybe.
I will not.
Probably not, though, with the Terrorgeist and everything. Yeah, curious to see what they're going to do here.
Look port, then starboard.
Nope. A thing that I'm not super clear on is why Kairos even cares about the Wood Elves. Like, if the Wood Elf player were to be eliminated, if somebody went and burned down Athaloran, I don't think it affects the situation that any of Kairos' armies are in, even the tiniest little bit. Like, he's not doing things anywhere near the Wood Elves. He just arbitrarily thinks it would be really cool if they were dead. I don't know, weird. It's a weird kind of spitefulness. Alright, happy to see no more, no elves on my shore while I'm turning around to deal with Archaon. This would have been a really annoying time for them to push again. Okay, the Citadel of Dusk has fallen, and we should no longer have vision of this area going forward. And yeah, I guess there's really nothing for Ronnie Halfmast to do at this point, aside from go get us treasures. Keep an eye on, after doing so, you can sail back and like keep an eye on the elves or something. Ooh. Yeah, they didn't see through our ambushes. They kind of just abandoned Fu Chao. Interesting. This is working perfectly.
And draw your blades.
All right, well, Archaon is in a position that he's going to find difficult to get out of. And we get to have all the fun of rebuilding Lucchini for the 600th time this game. Bordalo is, in fact, showing up. And I'm sure it's not just going to be... I feel like Leonie Everstone is always the sacrificial scout. I'm sure it's going to be a show up in force kind of situation. It's fine. We'll deal with Archaon real fast and then just turn around and sail south. Okay, they saw through Pete Wakefield's ambush anyway.
No.
Wow, that's a pretty impressive army full of troops that you can no longer generate. How did you make that happen? I guess this is Helman Gorst. Maybe this army has just been strong and they just came back up. Well, we're gonna deal with that. Are you sailing to grab something? Because it doesn't seem like he's going to Beichai. Yeah, I don't know. Weird. Well, we'll handle it. Not today, of course. That's going to be it for us for this episode, and thank you all so much for watching. Our enemies seem to be fragmenting before us in ways that I don't really understand, and I think it leaves us in a really good position. So when you come back next time, we deliver a couple of hammer blows here, and maybe make some progress that they can't undo. Fingers crossed. I would really love to be in the final part of this push. And we'll see you then.